developing different kinds of diatonic harmonicas. But for example, they made the plastic cone Marine Band Special 20 in the 1960s. And the recent developments in the last 6 or 7 years have added a whole range of instruments to the Marine Band line and made it into a product line rather than simply one kind of harmonica model. In 2004, we started, in response to the customizing work pioneered by people like Joe, trying to modernize the production version of the Marine Band, and which is a development that I was very closely involved with. And basically, we started incorporating features which had only previously been available in handmade boutique instruments, such as opening up the covers at the back and assembling the instrument with screws, which means it's much more service friendly. These developments led to the development of the Marine Band Deluxe, which came on the market in 2005, which has the same pearwood comb used in the original Marine Band. But now these combs are fully sealed. They're actually triple sealed in the Marine Band Deluxe. And that has made an instrument that is more durable, which plays better, is louder, and is a considerable improvement.
Retaining all the qualities of the classic Marine Band that we all know and love, but making it more player-friendly and serviceable.
Well, that was the idea, and as I say, that was in response to the pioneering work done by people like Joe, and I'm very happy to say that the Hohner Company picked up on that and realised that it did indicate the way to go forward.
Well, I just developed a method along with some other colleagues of mine to rapidly disassemble, rebuild the cover plates, sealing the comb so that it was virtually water resistant, rebuilding the reed plates themselves so that you would get the maximum amount of sound out of the reed plates with the minimum amount of air and wind, and then reassembled the whole thing so that it felt like silk in your hands and your mouth, and also, last but not least, making sure that it was tuned in terms of its chords and single notes to the highest reasonable level possible for the players that were out making a living playing the instrument.
I think this is very important, and one thing that one should really add to that is that this work made it possible for players to play music which could not previously have been played on the instrument, because the fact of the matter is a superior instrument offers the musician musical opportunities which don't exist on an instrument which cannot deliver on that level. So basically, I think what that work did, that Joe and his colleagues pioneered, is it upped the ante for everybody. And I'm very happy to say that Hohner responded to this, the changes introduced.
First and foremost, I am the world's biggest fan of the Marine Band harmonica, and I'd like very much to be able to tell students, potential students, and anybody that has a general interest in playing that if they want to have in their possession a really professional model harmonica, then they can go with the crossover Marine Band, and it's almost certain that they will not be disappointed with it. It's a very smart, well put together instrument that's very user friendly, and if in time after playing some issues do develop, it's very easy and practical to disassemble and do basic maintenance on it. It's just, as far as diatonic harmonicas go, the Marine Band and the Marine Band crossover, it's like the perfect design.
The Marine Band Deluxe was very well received by the harmonica playing community, and this encouraged Hohner to pursue the development further. So we started looking around for alternatives to pear wood, because of course aged woods are becoming increasingly expensive and increasingly rare. So we decided to try to find a renewable material which was stable and reasonably priced, and was not going to be something which in future might be difficult to get hold of. And so we decided to test bamboo and see what qualities laminated bamboo offered as a comb material. One of the things that struck me immediately on the first prototypes that I played is I found that the sound was brighter and the playing feel was really extremely pleasant.
Well, the playability of the instrument is quite amazing. When I first tried the crossover, I was very impressed, and there was constant upgrades to the model by the time it hit the street. And I can confidently now give a student a crossover and tell them this is the best harmonica that Hohner's ever produced.
We conducted blind tests at the Harmonica Masters Workshops in 2008 with Joe, with myself, with Carlos Del Junco, and also with Howard Levy, who was here on tour, comparing the playing characteristics and sound of different comb materials, among them pear wood and bamboo. And to my delight and amazement, everybody came to the conclusion that the bamboo, they didn't know what it was, but they came to the conclusion that the bamboo was louder and was the best response. So this encouraged the development staff at Hohner to push ahead and bring out the Marine Band crossover, which came on the market in 2009. It now has further improvements to the covers, because if you look at the corner here at the front in comparison to the original Marine Band covers, here there's a little slit because the metal is actually folded over. Whereas here, this has been closed so that the cover is less likely to catch moustache hairs and things like that. It's also been raised in the profile. Here, the cover at the front is slightly higher, which has the effect of eliminating rattle on the lower draw reeds. So this was the next step in the development of the Marine Band range.
The company started experimenting with introducing some of the lower keys that are available. F, below the G harmonica, as players know as the low F. But these lower ranges of harmonicas had an inherent problem in them. The heavier reeds that were needed to be in the harmonica swung a greater distance on the inside, and you would hear the reed rattling or ticking against the inside of the cover plate. The new harmonicas, the Thunderbird, have the lower cover plate redesigned for maximum clearance for the reeds to swing, and now that problem is no longer a problem on the harmonica. Yes, this is something that personally I've been doing on the custom harmonicas that I've put together for over 15 years because of how much sense that it makes. But now this is available on this lower range of harmonicas, which here you have a low C Thunderbird harmonica. You have it in a 10-hole version, and you can dig in you're not hearing any of that reed rattling sound. Never before available on a Hohner harmonica be anything lower than the low C. Now you have the low B flat, a low A, low G, and a double low F. This is the low A. So you have no of that reed rattling, buzzing sound. Very, very smart, professional quality harmonica.
Hohner realized a number of years back that the Marine Band was the foundation, and so they wisely made the decision to invest in remodeling this brand while still retaining the original instrument in order to respond to the demands of the market, and then realized that actually this was a process which was not simply done in one step, but there were a number of steps which became apparent after we embarked upon the first step of making the deluxe, that there were further improvements that one could make in an industrial manufacturing situation, and then the decision to go ahead and do it, which is something that I'm immensely grateful for, because it certainly brought us great results. For me, the Marine Band is the benchmark diatonic harmonica, and it is the basis for all subsequent developments on the 10-hole diatonic harp. I've been playing it ever since I was 15, and I have to say that really it's such a part of my life that I really can't imagine living without it, and I hope I never have to.
The Hohner Marine Band, to me, embodies the music that I've loved since I was 14 years old. I played the Marine Band, started the Marine Band, moved to the Special 20, which everyone I think here will agree it's bang for the buck. It's always been one of the great. The Special 20 Marine Band has always been a great workhorse. There's always been a love for the Marine Band, though, and when I came back to it, it was a return to my roots of the traditional blues harmonica playing, and to have the company, with the help of great technicians like Steve Beiker and Joe Filisko, bring it to the Marine Band Deluxe and to the crossover. It's now taking an instrument to its highest level without changing the nature of what we love from the instrument. So the Marine Band to me is synonymous with the music that I love, and the sound that it creates and the feel that's in my hands and in my mouth is music.
When I picked up the harmonica nearly 25 years ago, I found myself being completely captivated and fascinated behind the mystery inside the Marine Band harmonica. And I have to confess that I am still every bit as captivated in the sound that can potentially come out of the instrument. The Marine Band harmonica can do a little bit of everything. I don't know that it does any single musical thing perfectly, but it is an amazing balance of all different types of musical sounds and effects. And when you're done playing it, you can just slip it in your pocket.